hypothesis, nothing good can come of it. I did that a little wrong. Who knows, salty. I can solve all the websites. I'm not very good at reading recipes. This is why it's an experiment. Today I'm going to be making for you an all the things free biscuit. All the things including things like, you know, dairy and gluten and eggs and baking powder. So how do I make a everything free biscuit? Well, I found a recipe. I'll link to it in the whole like description-y thing. I am adapting it a little bit because their recipe does not quite suit my needs. But that's the whole point of these experiments. In the spirit of scientific experimentation, I will now outline the tools or ingredients in which I'm about to use. I have my flour, 2 parts arrowroot, 3 parts rice flour. I don't actually know if I can have arrowroot, but it shouldn't have any negative consequences. Not based out. I have flax seeds and chia seeds, which I'm using as binding agents. I have my coconut oil. I have salt, because I don't want this to be an assault on your taste buds. And I have coconut milk. I also have a pastry cutter and mixing bowls. Woo! First step, dry ingredients. We need 2 cups of my beautiful flour mixture. 1 cup. 2 cups. If you're not going to use xanthan gum, for every cup of flour, put in like half a teaspoon of your leavening agents. I am going to be all sorts of crazy, and I am going to put in a teaspoon of both, and hopefully that'll also substitute for the fact that I'm not using the baking powder. I'm not making baking powder biscuits, so I don't need baking powder, right? This is milled flaxseed, or, you know, already powderized flaxseed, so I don't have to do the blending thing. These are just, you know, chia seeds, because, you know, chia seeds. And then I also need a teaspoon of salt, because salt is delicious. Ooh. Ooh. That might have been a bit more than a teaspoon of salt. Salt's delicious, right? And then I guess I should get a spoon and mix all of this. Mixing, mixing it all up. When days are hot, when days are not. Flour everywhere. Next, you do your wet ingredients. A half cup of hard fat. It sounds not so pleasant. Technically, they say butter or margarine. It's supposed to be a harder fat. Coconut oil has a much lower boiling point, and therefore it's not actually probably the greatest for what I'm making, but I don't care. And then I'm supposed to cut it into chunks. I don't think this is going to work the way they want it to work. Maybe I should have put the coconut oil in the fridge first? Probably should have put the coconut oil in the fridge first. So we're just going to pretend that this is chunks. This is totally going to work out, this recipe. 3/4 cup of coconut milk. Yeah, close enough. You will slowly add this in to make apparently a soft dough, just a little bit at a time. Put a little bit more in. See, look, it's kind of going all flaky and chunky, which I think is what we wanted. 1/4 cup of water. I need it to be a little bit wetter than it is. There we go. Now it's starting to look a bit more like a dough. Ooh. Oven's preheated. There we go. This is starting to look a bit more like mashed potatoes. I mean, like dough. Definitely looks like, it looks like I'm making mashed potatoes, guys. Dough, it's very white. I've never seen dough this white before. I'm so used to dough being kind of yellowy. I don't know how well it's gonna turn into a thing. Mixing this in, because you're supposed to, I guess, mix it a bunch. I have a baking sheet here, which I'm lining with parchment paper because I hate doing more dishes than I have to. So this way, the bakery remains cleanish. It's totally a pastry cutter. There'll be square biscuits. That's kind of fun. And then this guy is Patrick the starfish guy from SpongeBob. Ta-da! Not yet cooked biscuits that I'm a little afraid I'm going to dump on the ground. Then I put them in the oven 12 to 15 minutes, which to me means 13 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's see what happens. My stove is so musical. Well, they look biscuit-like. So let's take them out and test them. Ooh, they're kind of dry and crumbly. I might as well crisp them up on the other side. Hot! Ah! Hot! Alright, however they come out, they're done, because they're going to be way too dry if I do this any longer. Off. Let the heat out before I stick my face in the oven. And how did you turn out, Mr. Biscuits? Mrs. Biscuit, all the biscuits. Gender neutral biscuits. Yeah, they're a little brown on the other side too. Definitely interesting. I'm going to give them 5 minutes and give them a final verdict. So in conclusion to my scientific experiment, crunchy good, way too salty, odd texture. Actually, I highly recommend not making these, and I'm going to try again, but maybe alter the ingredients at some point in time. Probably not in the near future. I can deal with these for now. I think Patrick Starfish is giving me the finger.